In the ring, from Liberty, Indiana, Chad Collyer. And his opponent.
Well, you go from one extreme to the other, from the sublime to the ridiculous, so to speak. Matt Striker, the former HWA Cruiserweight champion. We just heard from him now. This is the current Cruiserweight champion. From the W.C.W. invasion, Jamie Knoble, and of course, accompanied by everybody's friend and colleague, Mike Sanders.
In the ring, from West Melbourne, Florida, representing W.C.W., the HWA Cruiserweight champion, Jamie Knoble.
I don't know about you, Les, but I have a firm belief that Mike Sanders brightens up a room when he leaves it.
Yes, he really does. Everybody's friend, you mentioned, Mike Sanders. Mike Sanders would have you believe that he and Shane McMahon hang out the same country club, and that he's going to just steamroll the WCW guys over at HWA. I think the HWA guys...
Wait a minute. Matt Striker's just gone down to ringside. Striker is at ringside on Chad Collier's side of the ring to try to offset, evidently, the presence at ringside of Mike Sanders. And now, Matt Striker over in the far corner there, and he and Sanders are jawing back and forth. I'll tell you, this thing could break loose at any minute, but in the ring, Jamie Knoble, the Cruiserweight champion, in non-title competition against a fine young wrestler, Chad Collyer.
And you know, one of the things you're going to notice with Knoble and Collyer is a similarity in their pro styles, because both men were started in this business by our old friend, Dean Malenko, Jim.
Well, that's right. Collyer was a regional NCAA wrestling champion. He's been on tours of Japan and England. A lot of foreign countries. Chad Collyer knows how to wrestle in several different styles, and he does them all very well. Jamie Knoble, if his body was as big as his mouth, he'd be the world heavyweight champion. He'd beat Stone Cold next Monday. But that's not going to happen anytime soon, and thank God for that.
He does have a lot of intensity, this young man, but I can't believe that it's channeled in the right direction because he's listening to Mike Sanders. But Knoble, a very intense young athlete, and for what he lacks in size, he makes up in intensity and speed. Both men good chain wrestlers, catch-as-catch-can style performers, and we're seeing some good switches and some good wrestling.
Wait a minute, Collyer, look at this. He got him in the backslide. Jamie Knoble, I'll tell you, Knoble, this young kid, he's a former Young Dragon in WCW. He seems now being under the tutelage of Mike Sanders. He's got tremendous fire and intensity and a lot of enthusiasm, but it seems to always get channeled less in somewhat of the wrong direction. He puts too much in his mouth and not enough in his wrestling.
There you go. You're absolutely right. Right now he wants to shake hands with Chad Collyer, and I don't think Collyer... Oh!
Whoa!
He didn't slap him. Hits him with another forearm. Two well-placed forearms by Collyer as he shoots Knoble off. Catches him with a drop kick. Down goes the champion, and Chad Collyer, also a former HWA Cruiserweight champion, so no slouch himself.
Well, I'll tell you, wait a minute now. Jamie Knoble, he hot-shotted his man right back across that top rope. And Jamie Knoble was hurting for certain there for a little while because Chad Collyer, this is not his first burn dance, folks. He was not going to slap Knoble in the face as Knoble did to him. He was going to hit him with a broad arm right upside the jaw. But Chad Collyer now, with that momentum changer of Knoble's, Chad Collyer on the mat. And as long as Jamie Knoble can stay on top of Chad Collyer and not give him any room to breathe, Knoble's Cruiserweight title appears safe for the moment.
Absolutely, and of course, Mike Sanders in his corner and Striker trying to offset that. We want to remind you folks in the Dayton area that WWF SmackDown comes to Dayton, Ohio, Tuesday, September the 25th at Wright State's Nutter Center. You won't want to miss that.
Oh, good Lord! That was a stiff, firm elbow to the sternum right off those ropes, and Jamie Knoble still unable to put Chad Collyer away.
Absolutely. Collyer slowed down, as you said. Knoble pressing for that advantage, smothering his man, keeping it out of time. Nice snap suplex. Is he going to go? Yes, he's going for it again.
Up, Northern Lights in the bridge. Can he get him? No. Collyer still too strong. Collyer powers out at the last minute, and Knoble, now the frustration is showing in Jamie Knoble. He cannot put Collyer away no matter what he does. And that is going to lead, I believe, to Jamie Knoble making a mistake. He may already have. He's let Collyer get one leg back up.
Knoble stops him with the boot, and a clothesline follows it up. Let's see if he's going to get the pin here. Collyer able to kick out on the 1 count this time. Collyer not going to be an easy man to put down for Jamie Knoble. And thus far, Mike Sanders has behaved himself, Jimmy.
Well, Sooner or later, even a blind squirrel can find a nut, so it may be possible that Sanders may be able to go one entire match without breaking some kind of rule and outraging everybody he comes in contact with. But that may be due to the presence on the other side of the ring of Matt Striker.
Absolutely.
Striker keeping an eye on Chad Collier's interest in this thing.
Snap bear by Knoble. He goes into a reverse chin lock now as he applies the pressure. Knoble wisely trying to slow it down a little bit here as Collyer was matching him move for move on the speed. So Knoble trying to slow the offense down and to wear Collyer down to where he can put him away.
Well, you can hear the folks at Davis Arena making their feelings well known about whose side they were on. Collyer turns in, belly to back. Knoble down, Knoble like a sack of wheat. Collyer has created an opening. Now it's gut check time for young Chad Collyer. Can he manage to overcome the HWA Cruiserweight champion, Jamie Knoble, in this non-title competition? It would be a tremendous boon for his career because a pinfall here over Knoble would certainly put him in line for a championship match. Collyer making the most of it.
Collyer shoots the clothesline, dumps the champion, and again with those little sharp forearms has got Knoble on the run. Knoble reverses the whip, up and over by Collyer. Let's see if he's going to get him. Goes to the German. He's got it. Let's see. 2 count, and
No.
2.5.
Oh, I'll tell you what, it was just that close. And Knoble laying motionless nearly on the mat as Collyer now picks his man up. Ray Ramsey checking the action as referee here. Wait a minute, Collyer goes for the suplex. Knoble drops behind, Knoble going for the roll-up. Collyer hooks the ropes there. Swing and a miss, no! Oh, good
pretty.
heavens!
Wait a minute, Sanders is up.
to his feet, and here comes Matt Striker. Striker's got Sanders. Striker's pulled Sanders down to the floor, but Collier's got Knoble covered. But the referee trying to officiate the outside the ring activity.
Yes, and right now Collier's got a handful of Sanders. He wants him in the air, but that distracts him long enough. Look at Knoble.
Oh, no,
He's
no,
got
wait
him.
a
He's
minute.
got a handful of tights. 2, 3, and Knoble gets the win.
Oh, for heaven's sake. The W.C.W. invasion has done it again. I think it should be called an infestation instead of an invasion. Sanders and Knoble have screwed Chad Collyer here, even with Matt Striker at ringside less.
And there you have it. Knoble hangs onto his belt with an assist from Mike Sanders, distracting Chad Collyer. And we'll be back with our Hanging With segment for the Haas brothers right after this commercial message.